Sammy Goodman, thanks for
Sweet.
jumping on the show, my man. How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, boys. Yourselves? Thanks for having me.
Good,
Right,
man. It's good.
Yeah, of course. How's training been going?
Yeah, training's been going good. So hopefully got a fight in Gold Coast April 10th. So just trying to go through opponents now and see what the options are and get a fight cracking. Cause it's been a minute. So
Fuck yeah,
hopefully
that'd be sick. We'll get
get
into that.
something on.
We'll get into that later for sure. But
Yep.
we know you pretty well, obviously growing up with you and stuff. But for those that don't know you, give yourself a brief introduction, like how you grew up, how you got into boxing, all that sort of shit. Just for
Yeah.
that don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, like started off just like playing footy and all that, like growing up with all you lads and whatnot, knocking about, and just pretty much I was just going to get into wrestling to begin with, and down at the PCYC, and I actually dislocated my elbow. Big Blake Hunt jumped on my arm and popped it out, so
Shout out.
didn't want to get put in any locks in that early on with the elbow being a bit how you going. So I ended up just taking up boxing down at the PCYC, and just one thing led to another, and had a few fights. Like loved it, and started having a few fights, and before you knew it, I won my first national title at 12, and thought I'd throw the footy in, and just focus on my boxing.
How long were you training for before you first bout amateur?
Maybe about a year.
And you were still playing
I was meant to fight probably before it, but I was still playing footy. So it was, when you're a kid and that, I don't think like the training's obviously not as full on, but it got to a point, like once you start getting competitive and you want to go overseas and start sort of making a career out of it, and that even fighting high level amateur, it's one of the hardest sports in the world. Like it's same as like the wrestling game, when you're competing against other countries and you want to sort of go to that Olympic level and whatnot, it's full on, it's a career that you're just not getting paid for really. So
100%.
But it's a full on sport, and it requires all your dedication.
Yeah, what was the decision like to make the complete switch from footy to boxing? Because you were pretty talented at footy as well. What was it like with the family and everything?
Family were like heaps good about it. So, it's I don't think I was ever going to play in NRL. I was a small lad and whatnot. So, but it was pretty tough. Especially watching all you lads go out and like play footy, and you've done it since you were 6 and whatnot. So I probably just missed the boys, to be honest.
Yeah,
at the get go, and that, and just the team environment. But after a good year or so, like sort of got over it, and everyone got bigger, and I stayed the same size. So
I'm
sort
with
of
you.
thought, fuck. I'm not running back out on a paddock anytime soon. So now I don't even, it doesn't bother me at all. But
of course.
At the start it was a bit emotional, but you get over it. So
we'll go a bit deeper into your amateur career. So we had a look on BoxRec, and it looks like they've done you pretty dirty. It says I think you were 6 and 3.
No, they've only recorded. They've only recorded about the amateur record. They only got about 7 of me international fights. So I think they only got my ones I competed like in the last year, I think, or the last 2 years maybe. But I had probably about 100 amateur bouts. But
we thought so.
the ones on there just recorded like in the last.
Yeah, we remember you fighting every other weekend.
That,
we remember you fighting every other weekend.
It's like 100%. So it was just they just recorded. They just recorded a couple of like me last few amateur like international amateur bouts, but in that last year it got pretty tough to make weight and whatnot. So like I dropped a couple, but
so
it's what it is. But the pro one's pretty clean, so I'll take that.
Let's go.
That's all that
matters. How much do you think that experience helped with your pro career, having so many amateur fights?
Massively. I think the amateur background I think's massive. It's where you learn your trade. Like, I'm still learning my trade, but it's a massive part of your growth and that, and it's not like the pros. The pros, people try and they try and pick and choose what they want to do, and in the boxing world, and like they fuck around a fair bit in the pro game. But whereas the amateurs, if you want to, you know, win the big tournaments and that, you have no say in who you fight. So it plays a massive part, I think, in your development. And you just got to fight whoever's in front of you. You got to adapt to new styles. I recommend like anyone who wants to, you know, turn professional, learn your trade as an amateur first.
100%. On that, I've got 2 questions on that. At what point through your amateur career did you realize like you were really good at it? And on that, was it a natural talent? Do you feel like you picked it up quicker, or you just worked that hard that you got to that stage?
Yeah, no, I was not talented at all. Like I just stuck at it, you know, like a lot of the boys, you know, I was footy and bodyboarding and that, and fuck, I nearly drowned every time I fucking got on a bodyboard. So
I can barely swim.
Weekend. But yeah, I can't swim, but figured, wasn't really that talented at it. Just, you know, I loved it and just had a massive go at it, you know, and you know, always, you know, like was eager to learn and whatnot. And but yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've probably picked things up a lot quicker, you know, like now it doesn't take me too long but as a kid and that, I was pretty uncoordinated and whatnot. Like
I feel you.
I had no idea when I first started, but it just sort of, you know, you get it's what you become good at, and after a while, you know, the more time you put into it, the better you get. So
that's it.
That's mad.
So what was the actual reason for you turning pro? Was it just timing, or the weight cuts got bad, or what was the reason?
Yeah, there was a few reasons, you know, like one was the weight cuts, like that played a massive part into me turning pro, you know, and like the weight cuts are still heavy, you know, to make super bantam, like they're fucking not easy. But you do it, you got plenty of time to rehydrate, you know, whereas me last year as an amateur, I was fighting like just fucked, you know, like I was nowhere near what I'm capable of doing, because I was walking around, you know, between 6 to 8 kilo heavier, watching my eating a bit, you know, and that was what I was doing, all my training, all my sparring at, and then I'm trying to fight in the ring at 50 something fucking kilo, you know, I was just a shell of myself. So, and then I lost the fight against a bloke that, you know, I sparred him down to AIS, and, you know, it was not even competitive, you know, when I was, you know, at me right weight, and I lost the fight to him in a close fight, you know, and I just thought, fuck, you know, I can't be fighting like this, you know. So missed out on the Comm Games, and that was a long road to the Olympics next. And, you know, my dream's always been to go pro and win world titles. So I thought, you know, I'll just, you know, fast track it a bit and turn over.
100%. How was the financially in the amateurs and even in your early pro career? Were you working at the time, and how hard is it juggling work and training?
Yeah, I was working behind a bar at Steelers Club. And like they were great. And I've done that for a while, you know, while I was pro as well, you know, and, you know, they always gave me massive support and they were gold. But like my parents, like I couldn't have done this without them. The Deacons, who I stay with up on the Central Coast even now, like they look after me massively, you know, and then my sponsors are great, you know, they help me out. So there's no such thing as self-made in this sport, you know. You need people around you that are going to help you out. And without all those people, I wouldn't have been able to do it for sure.
Yeah, we'll go a bit deeper into that. So is it Joel Keegan you're training under?
Yep.
Yeah, how's he? When did you link up with him, and how much has that helped your career going forward?
Yeah, well, I probably started up with Joel when I was about, like, I was training at Lake Illawarra PCYC, and he started up an academy squad when I was about 11 or 12, so probably just after I won that first national title. And I just thought like the training was like, it was something so different to what I've been doing, and it was just insane, like what I was learning. But because of the travel, you know, I couldn't really train full time with him. And I ended up training at Sutherland under Sean Fitzpatrick there for a while, like for a fair few years. And he was great. But then I think to further myself, I had to always move up with Joel.
Yeah.
And I've made that move 2 years ago probably now. Okay. And
is it based in Central Coast?
It's been the best change ever. Yeah. So we're at complete boxing now.
Yeah.
At Gosford. So, but between Joel and my other coach Luke Phipps, they're like, mate, they're absolute geniuses. So the development development and progress I've made under those boys in the last 2 years is massive. And I just want a chance to showcase it at the moment. Like we've been struggling to get fights and whatnot around my weight. And we're pushing hard, but, we've just got to secure something for this April fight night. So
is that just no one wants to fight you, or there's no one at that weight, or because of the COVID shit? Or
it's a bit of everything, like obviously, like everyone's always had the option of fighting international opponents, and it's been an easier way to get ranked. And at the moment, before all this COVID stuff, I still don't have any regional titles behind me or whatnot, but it was the step we were going to be taking after my last fight, pretty much. And COVID pretty much put a dampener on all that, so it forced people to take domestic matchups. But so we thought we'd be getting some good domestic competition.
Yeah.
And because I've got no regional titles or no rankings, and that people probably see it as a high risk, low reward sort of thing. But but now that we've signed with Tasman Fighters as well, they've also thrown some good money up there to some decent opponents that have knocked it back. So
true.
I don't know what people are in the game for. If they want to fucking fight and keep active, I'm here, and if you're at my weight, I'm ready to take you all out. So
for sure,
we love that.
And any of them at super bantamweight or featherweight, I'll have any of them. So
man, we've heard a few rumors of a big name ducking you as well.
Call them out right here.
Brock Jarvis, Luke Boyd, Justis John England, any of those boys, mate. I don't care. Any of those lads, I'd love to have a go at. So I know I beat them all. So there's no two ways about it. But last year we was talked about the Brock Jarvis fight twice. So twice they came to us with that fight. We said yes both times, agreed on money and whatnot. We thought we were getting contracts sent through. Next minute, they've took a fight with a bloke that's 2 weight divisions lighter, friggin', tiny compared to Brock, in Mark's league. So, knocking him was a good win for Brock, and, fair play to Mark for stepping up. But he ain't doing that against me. Not a chance. So,
how much has it helped being with Tasman Fighters and not having to pretty much promote your own fights? How's that whole process been?
Oh, they're gold. So they done the show at the Horden Pavilion, and they've done the Horden and one at Luna Park, and the shows they put on are amazing, right? The amount of money they pour into shows and whatnot, it's insane. But we just got to get an opponent for this Gold Coast card, and after that, there's opportunities for me to fight down here at the entertainment centre and headline that. So there's all stuff like that to look at, but first and foremost, we're just got to get back in the ring, but I'm very excited going forward with Tasman Fighters. They're a great company, and, you look what they've done with Opetaia and what's happening with Justis at the moment. Or they're getting them such good exposure, and Jai's on the verge of fighting for a world title in his next couple of fights. So it'd be good to jump on the back of a few of his fights and whatnot, and
we're gonna say that. What's it like fighting under guys like that, Jai Opetaia? Because you fought under him a couple of times, hey?
And do you prefer fighting away or do you prefer fighting at home kind of style?
I prefer fighting at home, friggin' all the I know they're only probably smaller shows and that, but you got everyone there that
Yeah, man.
All the Wollongong shows and that, everyone's going off, So I obviously want to grow that and turn it into a bigger show. But so it's all about expanding your brand and whatnot. So to do that, I've just got to get back in the ring. So that's my main goal. Next is just get a fight for April, and just stay ready, really.
So what's your training situation like? Have you been staying ready over the Christmas break, or have you had this April date booked for a little while, or what's...
I've been staying pretty ready. So originally it was talked about that I was going to fight on the undercard of that footy fight night yesterday.
I was going to ask you about that.
I think they wiped all... they wiped all the fights from that, I'm pretty sure. So that we missed out on that one. Then it was March 27th or something like that. But one of the other boys that was headlining the show in April, it was meant to be in March. His opponent fell through, so it's been pushed back to April now. So yeah, just hopefully get a match myself, and yeah, that's it really. But yeah, so we've pretty much been going full tilt since Christmas. But yeah, I had a little break over November because we went right through COVID, pretty much going full bore. You know, it was like I was in a training camp.
Yeah,
that whole way through COVID. You know, I just stayed up on the Central Coast, and you know, we were training out of my coach's gym, getting sparring up in Queensland when we could, and whatnot. But yeah,
do you live up there full time at the Central Coast, or do you float in between?
I stay up there most of the time. So usually I'm up there probably like between Monday to Friday or Tuesday to Saturday. And come back home, see the family over the weekend, and go back up again.
Yeah, man.
That's mad. And I want to ask, who looks after your nutrition and your strength and conditioning and all that, or do you do all that yourself, or is that in the complete boxing? Do they sort all that stuff out?
Oh, they've got options for that. I do a lot of my conditioning and cardio with at Complete Boxing. I do a bit of calisthenics with Central Coast Calisthenics, so all like body weight, strength and whatnot, you know, because obviously you don't want to put the weight on and whatnot. And so I try and stay off a lot of weighted movements. I'd done an S&C program a while back with a bloke up in Sydney, and you know, it was great and whatnot, but just as far as, you know, you don't want to be putting on too much muscle when you're trying to make weight and whatnot, you know. So
talk to us about that. What's that weight cut like? What do you walk around at out of camp and in camp, and how much do you cut?
Out of camp, it depends how good I be with my food, but a bit, you know. I'll probably walk around at about 64 now when I'm watching what I eat, and 64 to 62. And then I'll make 55.3, I think it is. So,
sure.
But when I'm out of camp, it can get wild the weight, so it goes up, you know. So I've been north of 70 kilo before, which ain't fun. But it's just something you got to be on about. It's probably the best I've been with my weight for a good year, you know. Just like when I've got nothing coming up, you know, just making sure like it's a lifestyle, not just jam it all into a camp, you know. It's something. Otherwise, you know, you spend half your camp trying to make weight instead of, you know, worrying about getting better. So
100%.
It's just something. You make it a part of, you know, of your lifestyle, and it's not that much of a chore, really.
For sure. How long do you have from weigh-ins to when you actually fight? What's that time gap?
Probably between like, I'd be near 30 hours.
Yeah,
around that sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, like in the amateurs, it was like they'd set you weighing that morning and you fight that afternoon. So it was that was hectic. But it's after a few hours and that, you know, you start to feel the weight start to stack back on and that, and it's pretty good, you know. So as long as you do it slowly and correctly, you know, you get in the ring the next day and you're back to normal, really.
And once you finish a weight cut and your fight's done, what's your go-to meal?
Ooh,
is anything whatever's there?
Honestly, I'll attack anything. Usually it's the boys freaking coming with beers and that you don't even get a chance to eat after a fight. But
Toddy.
But usually a pizza or something. Like I'd go.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah.
How much do you put on from like the weigh-ins till you fight? How much do you reckon you fight at?
Probably back around 62, 63.
Yeah. Well, that's mad.
I'd say, yeah. So I'll put on pretty much. I'm back to my normal weight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to be careful, but like sometimes because you do the day of the weigh-ins as well. They're called I forget what they're called.
Ceremonial ones.
Nah, not the ceremonial, like in boxing. So they got like official weigh-ins, but then sometimes they've got like you can only put on a certain amount of weight before the fight. So they weigh you in the next morning as well. So you can only put on like 4 kilos or something or something like that. It's within a percentage of your body weight, but yeah, not doing that at the moment, thank fuck. So only doing the one weight cut.
Man, that's so good. Yeah. I think we wanted to go deep into your training schedule too. So maybe like in and out of camp, how often are you sparring and how often are you training inside camp and when you're out of camp?
Yeah, well, sparring's probably 2 to 3 times a week. Really. When I'm out of camp, maybe once a week. But it's a lot of our training, and that's like skill based and that, always against partners and whatnot. So it's not always, in front of a bag, hitting a bag or a crash mat or something, So it's a lot of you're dealing with fight situations, but sometimes you might take the head contact out of it, and you're hitting each other's shoulder and stomach or whatever, But yeah, a lot of it's all partner based. But when you're in camp, it's usually head contact for your partner work as well. But sorry.
What's it like training with like Luke Jackson, Darragh Foley, all them type of guys, the Maloney brothers? We see you train with some high level dudes, man. What's it like?
Yeah, no, they're all good boys, that you mentioned. But I feel like I'm on the same level,
That's what I was going to say.
They're the exposure, and every time I've got in trained with someone, like they're all good, they're all professionals, and they go about their work in a certain way. But I've never got in there and thought I'm out of my depth or any of that, So
it's probably reassuring as well.
It's good to learn off those. Yeah, 100%. That you're doing the correct work and stuff. So it's just about being consistent with it and making sure you're still getting those good rounds in with those sort of blokes and whatnot, and furthering yourself. But I've never got in with those sort of blokes and thought I'm out of my depth or
that's mad, like a confidence booster as well, knowing that you're
100%. So real good rounds the other day with Darragh. I sparred Luke for his fight with Carl Frampton, all through that camp and whatnot. So the Maloney boys I've done work with for a good few years now, so try and get up there as often as we can. But they're all good boys, and have had pretty good careers so far.
For sure. Awesome. Do you have any guys that you sort of look up to and try to take things from in that though? Like you really, really high top level guys? Do you try and model your game after anyone, or do you just
emulate any fighters or anything like that?
Certain things.
Not sort of like emulate. There's like little tricks and stuff I think you can pick up from fighters, but I think that's the good thing about fighting. Everyone's got their own identity and their own style, and what works for me might not work for you. So there's little things you can pick up, and you think I could use that and whatnot. But I try and be me. I try and fight how I fight, and I've got my own set of principles that I try and go out there and establish each time I fight, and but there's definitely guys I look up to and admire and think like you want to do similar things and whatnot. But as far as fighting style goes, like I try and be me.
Yeah, sure. It's serving you pretty well so far. So
not too bad at the moment, but so just like I said, just needed a chance to go out. Like, mate, the development I've made in the last year is crazy. Like I've worked my ass off, so for a good year. But I'm just keen to go out there and showcase my skills and show what I have developed and the new things I'm good at and whatnot. But I just need the opportunity to go.
Yeah. So having an opponent, actual opponent yet, do you game plan much in terms of like, do you watch their much tape and all them things, or it doesn't really matter to you?
I like watching a bit of tape. It doesn't fuck with me. I know some blokes wig out and whatnot to let their coaches watch it or whatever. But I watch a bit of tape, but I still don't try and change how I fight to suit someone else. I think that's what a lot of people do. They watch people and they go, "This is what you got to do to beat this sort of bloke." Like, I still like, you make little adjustments along the way, but you still fight how you fight, So, if someone's going to change their whole fucking fighting style to try and verse me or whatever, fucking great. I know you're just going to like fuck yourself up like even more, you just got to go out there and still be you, but just pick up little things or little things along the way. You go, all right, he might do this, he does this I usually like to find a few things he does well, and then a few things I think I can capitalize on. So,
yeah, I think that's the way to do it. So if nothing materializes on this April 10th, what are your plans then? You have any plans after that? You'll probably
just stay in the gym, you know, pretty much, you know, that's all you can do, you know, keep positive, stay in the gym. But you know, we're trying to get a fight down here in May.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to get pushed back because April, May is pretty close. But yeah, there'll be another show on with Tasman Fighters. But like they should, I'm pretty confident they'll get me a match for this fight. So yeah, it's just waiting and seeing who they bring to the table, really. So
yeah. Do you have any big goals for 2021? Do you?
Yeah,
goals you want to smash?
First, I definitely want to win a regional title this year. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. So that way I'll get a world ranking behind me and whatnot as well. So yeah, definitely want to start pushing up the rankings and like the world rankings with the organizations and stuff, and yeah, start like making my climb towards the fucking top. So, you know, but so hopefully first and foremost we can get a fight in April, and you know, if it's at super bantamweight, we can do it for a regional title. So
let's go.
But as I said as well, we'll take a fight at featherweight or whatever, or super feather. It doesn't really matter. It's just this next one, I just need to be out there in the ring again. And but if we can do it for a regional title, that'd be gold. So that's my aspirations for this year. Is definitely start getting the world ranking and starting to climb towards the top.
That's awesome. I love
Should we move into our 5 questions?
I've got one more question. I just wanted to ask what your favorite fight you've had, like in your own career, your favorite fight you've had.
Oh, probably my one at the Horden Pavilion against Sonati Gamboa.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a bad fighter, and I just thought I'll box pretty clean. You know, he was a bit of a puncher, so they thought going into that fight. But yeah, it's probably my favorite one as a pro, I'd say. Yeah.
Is any other big boxing fights that you're looking forward to? The Fury and fucking Joshua. Them sort of
Fury,
thing.
Joshua. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm pretty keen to see that. The one I want to see is Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. So it's probably flying a bit under the radar, especially in Australia. But you know, they're not the biggest names over here, but over in America, they're both like superstars. So I want to see those two boys fight. I reckon that's probably the amount of boxing IQ in that fight's ridiculous. So yeah.
What about Kambosos? You think he'll get? Yeah, you think he'll get the fight with Teofimo Lopez?
I reckon he'll get the fight with him. It's a tough fight, man. Fair play to him. You know, he apparently got offered step aside money and whatnot, so he could take another fight, and they've knocked that back. So you know, good on him. You know, he's a fighter out there that's, you know, he's actually trying to fight the best, and he's backing up what he's saying. So fair play to him. You know, like his last fight against Lee Selby, massive win. So you know, good on him, and hopefully can fly the flag for Australia.
Sure. And what do you think? I wanted to ask about them, like the footy fight nights last night and the Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Do you feel disrespected by it, or do you not mind the eyes?
Not really. Like a lot of them, like I didn't watch last night's, but usually I get around them and whatnot, like when Gal and whatnot fight.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not. A lot of them aren't going out there claiming to be the best fighters and whatnot. Yeah. I think, but like something like last night, they should have had a few boxes on the undercard or whatever. You know, like you know, like exposing some talent to the public and whatnot. But I don't mind them. Like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I think they're a bit of a piss take, to be honest. Like, fuck Jake Paul. I think he's an absolute fuckwit. Like,
he does his job well. We're with you. Yeah, he does his job well.
He does. You know, like you can understand why he gets fights. It's because people want to kick his head in. But
and that's why people pay too to watch it.
Like, exactly right. You know, so it's working for him. But I think as far like with Logan Paul, I don't think he's as bad as Jake Paul.
Yeah,
but,
100%. Agreed.
Yeah,
he's but fighting Mayweather or, you know, like taking an actual fight on like that, I'm just, mate, I think that's embarrassing, you know, like, especially because it's Mayweather, you know, I'm like, what are you doing fighting Logan Paul, mate? He's
100%.
I agree.
0-1 against the fucking another YouTuber.
And
you know, so
it's more embarrassing on the, not embarrassing, but like it's weirder on the Floyd side rather than the Logan Paul. Anyone, if you get the chance to fight Mayweather, you're gonna.
Yeah.
But why is he doing it?
Yeah, exactly. I know. He's doing it for money, you know. Like, but it's embarrassing. You're like, mate, why are you doing this? You know, to the sport. Yeah, people are trying to call you the best ever and that, and then you're gonna go fight a bloke that's 0-1 against the fucking YouTuber. You know, like if two YouTubers want to fight, go ahead. But when they start calling out proper fighters and what, like with Jake Paul calling out McGregor and that, like, once you start disrespecting real fighters, like, I reckon you're a fuckwit, you know. So usually people, when they do boxing or MMA or whatever it is, you know, they gain a bit of respect for the sport. He's just came out, done it, thinks he's a fucking weapon at it, and he's just disrespecting every cunt, you know. And he might make a bit of frigging clout or fucking whatever off it, but you know, it's I reckon he needs his head kicked in bad. You know?
Agreed.
I hope he doesn't. I hope it doesn't happen in a ring or in an octagon because he doesn't deserve that time of day. You know, like
agreed.
He's an idiot.
Sure, you mentioned McGregor there. I know you're a big McGregor fan. What do you think of his fight with Dustin the other week?
I honestly reckon he's done too much like old school boxing. To be honest,
yeah, man,
that's what I was saying.
I think he's you know, you look at how he's fighting. It's very old school. You know, hands high, heavy, you know, very heavy on his feet.
Yeah.
It just wasn't like how he fights, you know. I don't think that's the right approach, but who am I to say what he should be doing?
Yeah,
his
whole stance completely changed.
Man. I was gutted, eh?
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of him, but I was gutted.
It's sad, eh, watching him actually get finished.
The ride might be over, I think, but who knows, you know. So hopefully he comes back and does all right, but I don't know whether he'll get that fight for a bit, you know. So it's a red hot division that he's got to go through anyway. There's no real easy fights there for him. So
see how he goes.
Tough.
What about tomorrow? Are you gonna watch the UFC tomorrow or
absolutely.
And Gilbert? What do you take on that?
Yeah. I reckon it's a tough fight, eh? I couldn't really pick a winner. Like, Gilbert's a gun, man. I reckon he's going under the radar massively, but Usman's a beast as well, you know. So it's you know, I just reckon maybe the fight to go the distance. That'd be my bet. But
I think that's a good bet.
As far as picking a winner, I don't know if you can. Like, I reckon it's that. We're neck and neck, man.
We're the exact same. Last week we were talking about it. We fucking just went in circles for 20 minutes.
We do it fucking every week. We still can't pick up.
Oh, mate, it's no safe bet on that fight. But I wouldn't have a clue. Really, but
you want to move into the last questions?
Yeah, we'll move into the last questions.
Finish up on. You go.
All right, your dream travel destination. Where would that be?
Probably
could be
Greece, I'd say.
Greece.
Nice.
Greece.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just as a holiday destination?
I just reckon there's a bit of both, mate. I reckon there's a bit of history, and then if you want to have a bit of a party as well, it wouldn't be too bad as well.
100%.
Yeah. So it's a bit of everything.
For sure. Next one. Any advice you'd give to your younger self?
Pretty much just stay on it. Keep persistent, you know. Persistency beats it all, you know. You stay on track, you keep working hard, you know. Good thing I got told when I was 12 from Joel was every 6 months, you know, someone will quit, like that, you know, from this sport will you know, quit or walk away for a good while, then come back and try and get back into it, and you know, it's just not the same. So it's just staying consistent, you know, keeping your head up, and just stay consistent, you know. Don't have breaks really, and just stay on it, constantly stay on it. That's how you get better. So just stay consistent, you know, and that's it, just consistency.
Love that. Man. That's good. All right. If you're on death row, what would your last meal be?
pizza.
Ooh, yeah, pizza. Pizza or steak and chips.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, one or the other.
3 people, dead or alive, you'd have dinner with, and why?
Ooh. Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Mate, he'd have some of the best stories, I reckon.
Imagine.
Hell yeah.
You
And
could
his
ever
laugh's
listen
the
to
best
that.
as well.
The life that bloke's lived.
Yeah.
They'd probably all be fighters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, probably same
Yeah.
reasons. Blokes are free. And I'll go Margot Robbie. She's an absolute
Yeah.
sort.
Yeah. That's the first one.
You know.
The first girl we've had.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. Who's your favorite boxer all time? You have to pick one.
Oh fuck!
It's probably so hard.
Oh, this changes.
Or
This
top
changes
three.
so
even
much.
even a
man.
couple, even top
I'll
three.
go Lomachenko. I can just. He's special, man. Like even after that loss against Teofimo, that bloke's operating on such a high level. It's insane.
Cool.
I'd say Mike Tyson. He was probably my first favorite fighter.
Yeah.
And maybe Roy Jones as well.
Yeah, man.
Sick.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Legends.
probably those three. Yeah,
Last question.
And last one, who's your favorite superhero?
superhero.
It can be anime,
Or,
anything.
or character, anything.
Ooh.
Or superpower.
I'll
could
go
have one.
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah,
Be
Batman.
rich. Be rich. Have money.
Legend.
Cracking superpower.
Love
Want a
that.
bit of that? Yeah.
That's
No,
mad.
that's all we got today, man. We really appreciate your time, eh?
Nah, thanks for having us on, boys.
For sure. We wish
Really
you the best
appreciate
wish you the best in the future, of course. Anyone you want to shout out? Your sponsors, coaches?
Just really follow the journey, and if you're in Gosford, come check out Complete Boxing. So
Mad.
Respect.
You'll
Love
see
that.
a sick mural on the wall.
Yeah, there's a
it's
good
not
looking
bad.
bloke on the wall there.
Yeah, a few big units on there, mate. So,
Keep us posted too with your fights as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know how you're going with it if you get a fight booked and that.
yeah, for sure, lads. Thank you.
If you want to jump on any time as well, just hit us up and fucking say whatever you want. We don't care.
100.
No dramas, lads.
Love
Really
that.
appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks
Thanks,
for
bro.
your time, bro.
Legend.
Thank you. Awesome.
Let's go.
Bunch of fucking casuals, eh?
We're still here,
We're
bro.
still here, bro.
Oh,
Fuck.
you hang up.
Nah, that was bro. That was perfect.
That was so good.
Nah,
Sweet.
cheers,
Thank
Goody.
you,
Thanks,
lads.
brother.
Legend, man.
Thanks, man.